LaVar Ball responded to Barkley saying he wants to play one-on-one and all this, and he says, I averaged 2 points. Who cares? I know he don't want to play one-on-one because he's too big. He better stay behind that TNT thing and eat them donuts.
Yeah.
Yep. I love Charles.
That's exactly it.
Well, Nelly and Rob Parker are still with us. Nelly, who would win in a game of one-on-one, the 54-year-old Charles Barkley or the 49-year-old LaVar Ball?
Let me first do a disclaimer of saying the Ball comments as far as him beating Michael Jordan and all of that, I'm totally thrown off by that. Now, you know, he need to be maybe took out back and, you know.
Let's just disregard that.
Let's just disregard that. Okay. I don't want that disclaimer. I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. I don't want me to. Okay. Now, against Charles Barkley, no way that a man who obviously plays more basketball than Barkley's probably played in the past, 15 years? 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
This man is in the backyard every day with his boys.
He is.
He's in the backyard every day with his boys. His stamina has to be better than what Chuck has been doing. Obviously, Chuck is, 80 pounds heavier than probably when he played?
100.
100?
Y'all are going to do that.
100?
Put 100 pounds on.
I didn't do that.
He put 100 pounds on himself. That's first and foremost. We didn't do that. So there's no way I feel like you saying Father Time and science. Don't discredit Father Time now.
Oh, with Tom Brady,
don't discredit
Father Time. But now with Charles Barkley.
That's because Tom Brady's a yoga guy.
Oh,
if Tom Brady,
Charles Barkley is a donut guy. See, that's the difference.
if Tom Brady weighed 270, then I would probably say they're going to miss the playoffs.
Exactly.
First of all, I'm going to take LaVar.
Of course.
Now, but let me say this.
Yeah.
I do not wish to see two 50-something-year-old men do anything other than play checkers. So that's what I want to see 50-year-old men do.
They can play golf.
They can talk.
LaVar is 6'6", 270. Charles is 6'4". I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say 340-ish with a replaced hip 2 years ago.
That's true.
Man,
His hip is better now. Let me tell you something. You guys are discounting a Hall of Fame basketball player.
The Hall of Famer ain't playing.
Well, Charles
the
Barkley,
analyst, the TNT analyst is the one playing the game.
Now, if you're telling me you playing a full-court basketball game, then yes, Charles Barkley ain't winning no full-court basketball. But one-on-one, when you throw the ball into the post and you post up and you can play, and Charles Barkley knows all the moves, knows how to make a basket from underneath the basket, even at 340 pounds. This guy, if Charles Barkley has pride.
What about the hip?
And even with the hip.
Do you hear what you're using for your argument? Pride. What he used to be. He's got pride.
Charles Barkley is not going to let some two-point scorer in college at Washington State beat him in a one-on-one basketball game.
Listen,
I'm all the way in on
his mind might be telling him no.
You got it.
But his body
Who you got, Skip?
Allow me to point out, do you believe that LaVar Ball has talked his way into being a household name in America?
Definitely did.
He's taken over the internet.
Definitely
he has. And Charles Barkley has fallen right into LaVar's trap. He's talking about LaVar day after day after day. And LaVar's all about that billion-dollar brand that he's trying to build, and he's winning.
He's winning.
Right?
Winning.
So now back to this. To defend LaVar a little bit, he went to Washington State as a scholarship basketball player. He got sideways with Kelvin Sampson, who was the head coach at that time.
No, he got sideways with somebody? Never.
You know, LaVar is his own man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he is from South Central.
Yeah.
And his father was like a personal protector of celebrities, so I think he was a tough guy.
Yeah.
And here came this man who is built. He's got
solid.
broad shoulders.
He's solid.
He's got a physique to him at 6'7" tall. And he left Washington State and transferred to D2 Cal State LA, right in our neighborhood here. And he was pretty good there. I couldn't find the numbers, but I think he was the star of that team because I think he was a really good high school basketball player. So don't discredit him completely. And I get what your point. Once upon a time, Charles Barkley was a bad man. You know,
Absolutely.
And at 6'4", he played 7 feet tall.
I covered the NBA during those years, and I sat courtside and watched Charles Barkley night after night.
But now, remember, Charles is 6 years older, and LaVar, by trade, is a personal trainer, and he looks like he still hits the gym pretty hard, and he makes his kids hit the gym.
Don't mean you can make shots.
Okay, it doesn't, but it means
he shoots every day with his boys.
You're in so much better shape. And I don't think, I know this, I wouldn't want to mess with LaVar Ball. Maybe Charles would, maybe he would, but LaVar is talking about against Michael Jordan. He wants unrefereed one-on-one.
He talking crazy.
So, okay, but did you hear how LaVar explained himself? He said, I would just call a foul on Michael every time. Every time I would call a foul because I would back him down because he's bigger than Michael. Right. And he says I would back him down. I'd go over my left shoulder, I'd go over my right shoulder. And remember, if it's, you know, if all is fair and love and one-on-one basketball, you could just call, if it's unrefereed, you can just say foul, give me the ball back, give me the ball back. Okay, that's dirty pool.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but that's the only way he would even be able to stay in the game against Michael. And after a while, he would tick him off to the point that it would either be a fist fight or he would get annihilated in one-on-one by Michael Jordan.
The thing is, with Jordan, he got to play defense too. If it's make it, keep it.
You make it.
If Mike gets the ball, he's never getting the ball back.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But everybody counted Charles Barkley out when he had that race against Dick Bavetta. Everybody said he couldn't beat Dick Bavetta, and what did he do?
You know,
right?
I'll give you that.
You got to say that. Everybody ripped Charles. Oh, he's too fat. He's too slow.
Dick Bavetta was 82.
He raced Frank Sinatra in the 90s. You can't be kidding me.
Did he not beat Dick?
He did.
He did. I
was surprised.
He beat him. He fell.
I was surprised.
Stop
Dick Bavetta runs up and down the basketball floor.
Of course, that's what he does for a living.
I know, he did it for a living. So he had to be in reasonable shape. I was a little surprised.
The man was 82 years old.
He was not.
Charles Barkley was probably 45. He ought to been ashamed of himself.
And he was in much better shape than he is right now. Much better.
And that hip now gives him better planting for like.
And then you gonna talk about Once Upon a Time. This ain't no children's story. Once Upon a Time.
First of all, racing Dick Bavetta, you act like Dick was a former track star or something like that. You're talking about somebody who actually played competitive basketball.
Okay, if he
may not have been on the NBA level, but
let him outrun Carl Lewis.
Right.
If he outrun Carl Lewis,
he can't beat Carl Lewis. Come on.
Why not?
I just think you guys
Carl Lewis 60?
You're discounting Charles Barkley, the athlete, the Hall of Famer, the guy who put in work in the NBA.
I'm not discounting him.
I'm telling you, you know what works.
Analysts?
You as a former player, ain't no way you're gonna let somebody else just walk up on you and think, as a Hall of Famer, that anybody can beat
Shannon
you doing
works out
anything.
3 times a day.
I train 3 hours a day,
on.
every day. Charles Barkley hadn't trained anything.
Charles is doing this. He's working out, donuts, coffee.
Competitive eating is not really, an athletic endeavor.
I'm with Charles.
Let that one go.
The key to this competition would be refereed or unrefereed.
No, we got to have referee.
No, referee. I don't want that. Would you want to see that?
Okay, if you referee Michael Jordan versus LaVar Ball, I don't think LaVar could score a basket. No. I really don't.
Not referee.
I think it would be something to nothing every game.
You know what?
He might score a basket
I don't know.
because he might get 1 or 2 bag downs, like he's saying, a hook shot or something like that. It don't take much. It don't take much.
The only problem I have with LaVar now, I think he went a little bit too far when he said, Magic got a son and he's whack, and Kareem got kids and he's whack, and Michael. Stay away from the kids.
That's too much that he's doing.
You need to bring that up.
Well, I think, and also he could be. I'm for everything that he's doing and putting your confidence behind your kids. That's totally 100. But you got to understand, too, when you make comments like, my kid is better than the MVP and things like that, it's not even a disrespect to the MVP. It's a disrespect to everybody that the MVP has beaten. This man has beaten, when you say your son is better than Steph Curry has beaten the league. He's beat the league.
Westbrook.
So when you say that your son is better than who beat the league, now the league is looking at you like he's actually putting a mark on his kid's back. When his kid gets to the league, and I ain't gonna tell you what I heard, I'm gonna tell you what I know. When he get to that league, he will be a marked man.
Oh, you got to try it. You got to see what's on his
He will be a marked man.
Okay, the oldest kid will be able to stand up to it.
He's gonna have to be.
Stand up to it. Well, I've
He's
watched
gonna have
him all
to be
year.
because he's not facing a team with maybe one potential NBA star. He's gonna be facing the lights of the best every night.
I went to their basketball game the other night.
The other 2 kids.
The college game.
The high school
game.
In El Camino College,
and LaGello.
And just chucking up threes, man. I just was turned off by the game, to be honest. And I know they have talent, and they made some shots.
they're very talented.
But they also missed
very talented shots. Huge talent.
I love him.
You saw him on.
Well, who you got, though, Skip? You didn't say who you got. Who you got?
Which game?
One-on-one.
Barkley.
LaVar.
Skip, you got Barkley.
Stop!
Don't do it.
So I got referee?
Yes.
Okay, referee. I still think LaVar would take him because after a while, Charles would just run out of gas.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what would happen.
There's no way he's not running out of gas.
It's 4-on-1 twice, back-to-back times.
You make it so easy.
Yeah. How can I go with you?
You just make it so easy.
You on a 51-50 hole anyway.
Let me hold that phone. I need to call my agent.
I've got, please don't let this happen.
Yeah.
That's all. Rob, thanks for joining us.